The clock of heaven is ticking down, and there are only minutes left for you to grasp the weight of why you are still breathing. God is not guessing with your life. He is not playing dice with your soul. You have been kept, sustained, and fiercely protected because there is an unfinished assignment that cannot be birthed without your existence. Archangel Michael has been dispatched to guard your path, not because you are fragile, but because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Hear the heartbeat of the Father. You were an idea in the mind of God before you were a person in the womb. Purpose came first, your flesh only followed. If you are still here in this very hour, it is because someone ahead of you, perhaps a sister who has lost her way or a loved one drowning in despair, needs the specific version of you that only this fire could produce. I speak directly to your heart. I know you are tired, not the tiredness of the body, but the exhaustion of the spirit that comes from carrying the weight of a bloodline. Your mother's prayers have been the shield around you, but today you must take up the mantle yourself. Do not mistake delay for denial. The pressure you feel is not the hand of the enemy trying to crush you. It is the hand of God preserving you. Joseph was preserved through betrayal. David was preserved through the wilderness. Preservation is not an exemption from pain. It is the divine guarantee that the pain will not be the end. The window is closing, and the transition is happening now. You are being kept because your obedience is the key to someone else's survival. Do not let another hour pass questioning your worth. You were chosen before time began, and you are being summoned to your post today. The clock of heaven is ticking, and the portal of this hour is closing. You have only minutes left to grasp the weight of this divine revelation before the sun sets on today. Listen with your heart, for this is not a casual word. This is a summons from the throne room of God. Archangel Michael has stood guard over your life while others fell. Look around you. Many began 2025 with loud dreams and quiet confidence, but their voices have gone silent. Their calendars have ended abruptly. Yet you are still breathing. You are still standing. This is not because you were stronger or more deserving. It is because mercy made a sovereign decision to extend your timeline. God is not finished with you. Every beat of your heart is a prophetic decree that your chapter is not yet closed. There is a prayer yet unanswered, a calling still unfolding, and a testimony that must be birthed in these final hours. Think of your mother, whose eyes have watched for your success. Think of your sister and every loved one who depends on the light you carry. You are being kept because something unfinished in the heavens still depends on your existence. Your life was not a guess. It was a divine plan. The time is now. Do not let another hour slip away in distraction. Today, heaven demands your gratitude and your realignment. You are not just a survivor. You are a preserved vessel of the Most High. You are here because someone ahead of you needs your voice, and someone behind you needs your footprint. The door of 2025 is moving, and time is a gift you cannot afford to waste. Acknowledge the grace that spared you. Live like it matters. The Father is watching, the clock is running, and your purpose is calling. The sands of time are slipping through the hourglass, and there are only minutes left in this divine window. The God of the Alpha and the Omega is speaking to your heart right now. Not tomorrow, but today. Look at the world around you. Many entered 2025 with secret plans, private dreams, and visions they assumed would wait for later. They had words they meant to say to a mother, steps they intended to take for a sister, and obedience they promised to give soon. But for them, the clock stopped. Their stories were paused mid-sentence. But you are still breathing. You are still here while others have been silenced. This is not by chance, and it is not because you are the strongest or the smartest. It is because Archangel Michael has been commissioned to stand guard over your life because your assignment is unfinished. Heaven has looked at your timeline and declared, there is still more purpose here. Every heartbeat you feel is not a right. It is divine permission. Every breath is borrowed mercy. You have crossed the boundary of time into this very hour because someone's future depends on your existence. You were preserved with deliberate, measured intention. In the kingdom of God, survival is not just escaping death. It is being kept for a mandate that only you can fulfill. Do not let this today end without a total realignment of your soul. Your life did not begin at birth. It began in the mind of God, and He is not done with the concept He created. There is a loved one waiting for your impact. There is a calling that requires your presence. The clock is ticking. The Master is watching. Your purpose is screaming for your attention. Do not waste another minute of this granted life. Step into your now. For the window is closing, and the Father says, I still need you. The clock of eternity is striking this very hour, and there are only minutes left in this divine window. Hear the word of the Lord for today. God does not keep people alive randomly. He is not guessing with your life. He is not rolling dice with your breath. Every second you are preserved is a calculated decree from the throne because an unfinished assignment still depends on your existence. You are still here because something ahead in this very year. Perhaps a crisis facing your mother, a breakthrough for your sister, or a destiny for a loved one, requires your physical presence. Archangel Michael has stood as a wall of fire around you, not to give you a life of ease, but to protect the unfinished impact buried in your heart. You were an idea in the mind of God before you were a person. You were a plan before you were a name. Purpose came first. Your flesh only followed. If you are still breathing now, it is because that plan is still active and the heavens refuse to close your book. I speak directly to your spirit in these final minutes. I see that you are tired. Not the tiredness that sleep can fix, but the exhaustion of carrying a responsibility that feels heavier than your strength. You have felt delayed, but the Father says today that delay is not denial. It is the process that produces the version of you that the world is waiting for. God has not forgotten you. Your questions do not make you weak. They reveal that you still believe. Being chosen does not mean life will be easy. Ease was never the promise. Difficulty does not cancel your calling. It confirms it. You are being preserved through the pressure, just as Joseph was preserved through betrayal and David was hunted through the wilderness. Their pain was not a sign of abandonment, but a pathway to the throne. The window of 2025 is moving. The time is now. Your preservation is not an exemption from pain. It is a divine guarantee that the pain will not be your end. Someone will need your voice. Someone will need your obedience. You are being kept because the world cannot move forward without what is locked inside of you. The hour is late. The mandate is clear. Arise today, for your existence is the evidence of God's unfinished work. The clock of eternity is striking this very hour, and there are only minutes left in this divine window. Hear the word of the Lord for today. God does not keep people alive randomly. He is not guessing with your life. Every second you are preserved is a calculated decree from the throne because an unfinished assignment still depends on your existence. You are still here because something ahead in this very year. Perhaps a crisis facing your mother, a breakthrough for your sister, or a destiny for a loved one, requires your physical presence. Archangel Michael has stood as a wall of fire around you, not to give you a life of ease, but to protect the unfinished impact buried in your heart. You were an idea in the mind of God before you were a person. You were a plan before you were a name. Purpose came first, your flesh only followed. If you are still breathing now, it is because that plan is still active and the heavens refuse to close your book. I speak directly to your spirit in these final minutes. I see that you are tired. You have felt delayed, but the Father says today that delay is not denial. Your questions do not make you weak. They reveal that you still believe. You are being preserved through the pressure, just as Joseph was preserved through betrayal and David was hunted through the wilderness. Their pain was not a sign of abandonment, but a pathway to the throne. Your survival is not just personal. It is prophetic. Someone will live because you lived. Someone will hope because you endured. This is why the enemy tried so hard to stop you. But look at you now. Still breathing, still standing. That alone is a prophecy. You went through the fire to gain a depth that allows you to speak with authority when others are only guessing. Life is not just to be lived. It is to be stewarded. When God gives you another day, He is entrusting you with an opportunity to realign. Stop wasting time on what doesn't matter. Stop shrinking to fit places God never designed for you. If He allowed you to see this year, then something in this year needs you. Your presence is not accidental. It is required. The hour is late. The mandate is clear. Arise today, for your existence is the evidence of God's unfinished work. Hear the voice of the Lord breaking through the noise of today. You have only moments remaining to realign your spirit before this window closes. God is not playing games with your breath. He is not guessing with your existence. You are still here because there are prayers in the heavens waiting for your voice to give them legal entry into the earth. There are assignments tied to your name that cannot move until you decide to move. Archangel Michael has stood as a flaming shield between you and destruction. Not so you could merely exist, but because someone's breakthrough is tied to your courage. Think of your mother, whose legacy rests on your strength. Think of your sister and every loved one who needs the version of you that only this fire could produce. You are the answer to a cry that hasn't even been uttered yet. I speak to your heart in this urgent moment. You are not late, and you are not forgotten. The silence you've endured was not rejection. It was God hiding you because exposure too early would have destroyed you. He stripped things away because where you are going, excess cannot survive. You have survived moments you should have lost, one decision away from destruction. That was not luck, that was divine intervention. But survival is no longer the goal. The Father says, I did not preserve you just to keep you breathing. I preserved you to wake you up. Today is your awakening. You can no longer live on autopilot. God is calling you to shift from survival mode to expectation. Hope is not a wish. It is a spiritual substance, and it is the fuel you need for the minutes left in this season. The hour is short. The mandate is heavy. Your presence is required. Do not let the sun set on today without recognizing that you are a living prophecy. You are not defined by what you lost, but by the God who kept you. Arise and align, for the world is waiting for the sound of your obedience.